It is day 3 of me decluttering 1,000 items from my home within a 30-day period, and today I am tackling the utility room. It is Father's Day in the UK here today, so we've had a pretty busy day. We've been out to a friend's house, and they made us pizzas, and the kids played, but it's been like super busy day. So after I had put my youngest kiddo to bed because it's my turn to put her to bed, my husband was putting the boys to bed, then I tackled the utility room. Now, if you had told me when I started this that it would take me just over 2 hours to do this declutter, I would not have started. I would absolutely not have tackled this. But I was really eager to tackle the utility room. Like I've been like almost looking forward to it. And I say like not looking forward to the process, but looking forward to getting it done, like the outcome, because the utility room has been a pain in my backside for some time now. And it is because it is quite a compact space. So before we had extension to our house, this was our kitchen. If you added on the downstairs loo to the side, the downstairs loo is very small. So in all, that was a very small space. We had our washing machine in here. We didn't have space for tumble dryer, certainly, absolutely not. Didn't have space for a dishwasher. And you could only really have one person in here at any one time. Like you couldn't cook with somebody else. And then when we had kids, like well, I say it's only really my eldest that experienced this as a kitchen, because we started the extension when my middle child was like just born. So like when you have kids, and especially really little kids, they want to be with you like all the time. So whenever I cooked, I'd always have a little baby like on the floor behind me, and like I do have fond memories of those times. And we made do, we made the best of it, absolutely. But I am so glad that we have our kitchen where we do now, and that we have a separate utility room. I'm so grateful for it. But because it is still like quite a compact space and we're asking a lot of it, we have an error out a lot of the time. We're asking this space to be where we dry clothes, where we wash clothes, where we have our only like freezer in the house, where we have our brooms and our ironing board and all of that stuff. We have craft supplies for the kids. We have cleaning supplies. It's a lot going on in one space, and it can like quite quickly become overwhelming. So to start with, just getting rid of the error, making some space to get things done. And I had a couple of things on the floor which I had decluttered in the last couple of days. So I'm just putting those to one side. They need to either go in the recycling, or there are a couple of things that need to go in the bags I have in my boot of my car for the charity shop. I'm amassing quite a stash of stuff, which I will at some point have to actually action, which is quite hard. So I basically ended up taking every single thing out of like every cupboard, going through every cupboard bit by bit. But I'm really glad I did it in this way and didn't take every single thing out to start with, because I know that is very overwhelming for me. I think that's overwhelming for anyone, like if you empty an entire room. But that is the like Marie Kondo method, where you get every kind of thing out in a particular category, whether it's like kitchen or it's books or whatever it is. You get everything out and then you assess it all in one go. And in a lot of ways, it can be really helpful having everything out and like seeing it all. If you're in the UK, or I mean, I'm assuming that they might like remake it in other parts of the world. But the program Sort Your Life Out with Stacey Solomon in the UK is one of my favorites. And they empty like an entire house of somebody who's like really struggling with all this stuff. They empty the whole house. They categorize everything in a giant like warehouse, like air hanger style. And then the people who own the house have like a couple of days to go through all of their stuff, like category by category, and minimize their stuff before it's put back in their house. And I often think like how awesome it would be like to actually do that, like empty your whole house, have it all organized for you so you can see exactly what you have, and then make decisions, because you're like, okay, I clearly have too many books, or okay, I clearly have too many shoes, or whatever it may be that is your thing that you have too much of, or in my case, probably lots of categories that you have too much of. Then you can make that assessment. But the reality is, for most of us, we cannot do that. And it would be like very overwhelming if you try to do it yourself without a team of experts helping you. So I did not take everything out of the utility room. And firstly, because when I started this project this day, I did not think that I would have time to do such a thing. And if I'm honest, I don't really have time to do it. But once I got stuck into the decluttering, I found that, I get that kind of momentum, and then once I've started, I want to do it properly, basically. And that's what I found with the utility room. When I started to actually like take things out, I realized that there were quite a few like unfinished jobs, such as the sandals that I'd taken away on holiday so we went away for the May half term with the kids, obviously, to Spain. We took sandals for everyone. The sandals were very dirty. They were, full of sand, full of dust. We stayed in a Euro campsite and it was very dusty. So they were really grubby, and I'd put them in the utility room in order to clean them. And then I had not got around to doing it. So, busy life, I'm working, I have 3 young children, I had not got around to it. But we came back like 3 weeks ago and it's beautiful weather here in the UK at the moment. I want the kids to be able to wear the sandals, and at the moment they're too grubby to put them back on. Like, I would absolutely not want them wearing them. So, as part of this declutter and sort out, as I came across projects like that, the things that I'd put to one side to fix or clean, and with the utility room, quite often it is that something needs cleaning, it needs a hand wash or whatever, then I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to tackle this right now, because if it's not worth me tackling it, like if I decide I don't want to do this, I want to put it off for, however many weeks, months, possibly forever, then it's not worth keeping the item. So if it's worth keeping it, then it's got to be worth cleaning it, sorting it out, repairing it, whatever that may be. So it meant that this particular project took a little bit longer, because as we went on, I am there cleaning sandals, or I am taking something down and putting something back up, or fixing something, or whatever it may be. So lots of little jobs like that you will see me tackle as I go through. Because the room is very small, it's hard to get like a decent camera angle, I must say. And I don't want you guys like just seeing my back for a long period of time. So I cut out a lot of the footage. You'll be grateful for that, because I don't think anyone wants to see me decluttering and cleaning for quite so long. And you absolutely do not need to see like my back for quite that length of time. So I have cut out a chunk. Yeah, so now I'm just putting the sandals down basically to dry, putting some kitchen towel down, put the sandals down so that they can dry over the next, well, to be honest, I think by the end of tomorrow they will be dry, because it is really lovely, warm and sunny at the moment. We are going away in August with my parents, hopefully, if they're well enough. I say if they're well enough. My mum, if you watch my videos much, if you know me, if you've been here before, I look at the state of that water, then my mum has had some pain in her back, and my stepdad's actually been really poorly recently. The doctors think that it is Alzheimer's, so he suffered a series of strokes over the past few years and was quite severely disabled as a result. And then the last couple of weeks, he's been almost delirious, really. It's been very upsetting time, very stressful, especially for my poor mum, who is a couple of hours drive away from me. So I can't just like drop in and help as much. So it has to be like an organised visit. Yeah, it's been really stressful for her. So we will see. Anyway, hopefully, fingers crossed that we are all able to go away together in August, and there'll be lots of beach visits there. I definitely 100% need the sandals all sorted for them, but hopefully we'll be getting some wear out of them over the summer holidays. I can't believe it is nearly the summer holidays. I feel like from the May half term until the summer holidays in the UK is such a short period of time. It's like blink and it's gone. So it's nearly time for the school summer fete. It's all the summer activities. Need to book the kids' summer camps. That's something I need to do tomorrow, actually. Need to book summer camps. Otherwise, the summer holidays will come around. There'll be no spaces in the camps, and I will be well and truly like screwed. So I need to sort that out. But it's so hard to fit everything in. And I feel like this time of year it starts to get really busy. It's not quite as bad as Christmas in terms of the busyness, but it is pretty chaotic. And I feel like as a mum, like as a working mum, where I'm got like these small pockets of time to squeeze tasks into, and work for me has been really busy. Since February, really, it's been very busy. So trying to squeeze in all these things is just so hard. But I'm also conscious, I keep thinking like one day, not too far away in the future, I'm going to look back on these times with like young children where the admin load was so high, where there was so much to do, where everything was so intense, and just wonder like how on earth I coped with it, how on earth I got through it, and miss it. I know I will miss it. I'll miss it when I'm no longer busy. I'll miss it when the kids don't need me as much. I'll miss it when I don't hear from them for like days on end. It will be really weird then. And I don't wish this time away, but I also wish like sometimes that you could just like pause time, like pause the day a little bit and just take a breath, take a moment, sit down, and chill out a bit. But then equally, I'm not very good at sitting down and chilling out. And maybe if I was better at sitting down and chilling out, I wouldn't have started this YouTube channel, and I wouldn't be here like editing a video late at night. Because that's also the thing with this challenge. And obviously, I did know this when I started the challenge, but because I want to document the challenge here on the channel means I'm making a lot of more videos than I normally would. So coming to this particular cupboard, getting back to the task at hand, coming back to this cupboard, I hadn't intended on taking everything out of this cupboard, but I had this old bracket on the wall, which was for a Hoover we no longer have, and then I had another bracket which had come off the wall because it was just secured with this like big sticky like plaster, basically. I don't know what you call it. Um, so I decided I would I take the old one off and screw the other one into the wall to properly secure it. And then I started to hang up like the mops and brooms, and I pulled one out. I was like, oh my God, what is this on here? It was like crusty. It was really weird. So putting everything out, I realised that I had some carpet cleaning fluid. It had fallen on its side. It started to leak, and it had made such a mess. So there again, it was like where I come across something needs tackling, do it then and there. So it was all like finished. So I had to clean out some like of my dusters that got caked in this stuff, clean the floor, and then I realised that the wall was grubby where the ironing board goes, so clean that as well. But now it's looking so much better, but it's also way more functional because I have the bracket secured again onto the wall, because I can hang some things up. I've had a good tidy, I know what is there. It will make life much easier going forward. So although it's like, painful now because it took a long time, though in the long run, I will make all of that time back, I think, in terms of being able to find things, access things, and just not getting really annoyed every time I open a cupboard in the utility room, which is how I have been feeling lately. So in the couple of cupboards here in the corner, I have a lot of craft things for the kids. So if they get something for a birthday, Christmas, or whatever, and it's craft like, here's where we store it. And we also have water guns. Randomly, we have a few cake making things here as well. So I really wanted to have a good look through this cupboard. Now this was a clay modelling kit that my son had got as a present. And I opened it up because he'd had a couple of clay modelling kits. We definitely used one, and I couldn't remember if we'd used this one at all. So I wanted to have a look, assess like how much of it had we used. The answer was we had used none of it, but it had gone really weird. Every single packet of clay, it had like expanded weirdly. And they'd almost become like foam like. Some of them had dried out, even though the packets hadn't been opened, and shriveled up. And it was all completely unusable. And this kind of upset me because uh, if I had been more organised and I had used it with the kids earlier, then it wouldn't have gone to ruin. And I know that my boys love doing like clay modelling. So they really, really enjoy it as an activity. I wouldn't say they're particularly artistic with it, but they really enjoy it. And the last time that we used one of these kind of kits, they had such a good time and they got like really stuck into it for a really long period of time. So there was that part of me that thought if I'd been more organized, if I'd used this earlier, then it wouldn't have gone to waste. But then being kinder to myself, because we do try to, be kinder to ourselves, it has also been a really, really intense like couple of years, having three like such young children, doing activities like that can be tricky with my youngest particularly. So she is not two, not quite three, she'll be three in October. And so she's also like pretty young to do a lot of these activities, and it's hard to get her involved. Like I can tell you now, if I got a clay modeling kit out and I tried to do it with all three of them, then I'd spend most of the time trying to stop my 2-year-old from eating the clay. That would be what she would do. That's what she does with like Play-Doh, to a degree with like kinetic sand and that sort of thing. Absolutely with crayons. Like, what is it with toddlers and crayons and pens and stuff? And why do they eat them? It's just, they put everything in their mouth. So it's not an activity I could do with her around. And then that makes it pretty hard. It like further narrows the time in which we can do these activities. So I work 4 long days a week. So really, I've just got the weekend to do these activities for the kids. Then we're thinking everything else, which, as you know, with kids, is like so busy. You've got parties, you've got seeing your family, seeing friends, doing, those kind of jobs that you need to get done, like my big food shop I did this morning, and all that fun stuff. And then you're trying to do activities. So I was a bit upset about this, but actually, my eldest, who had his birthday this week, he actually did get a clay modeling kit for his birthday. So I was like, do you know what? We've got another one already. We'll just make sure we use that one as quickly as possible. We've got various like inset days and, school, summer holidays coming up. I am sure that between my husband and I, if we divide and conquer, one of us can take the little one to the local park or something, and the other can do clay modelling, and we'll get some of these other kits used up as well. So I have got, I don't feel like we had too many kits in here now, and I'm just sort of slightly reorganizing things. Randomly, we did end up with 3 stomp rockets. I feel like there was a time where stomp rockets were really, really popular and there were adverts for them like everywhere. And we got gifted quite a few. I had no idea that we had three though. I knew we had two. I did not know we had three. So the one that was like, I guess the least sturdy, a little bit broken, I decided we would part with. And then, as I had actually been saying to my husband recently, like we'll need to have like some time on one weekend where we need to get the kids out for some fresh air. We'll go to the local park, we'll take the stomp rockets and we'll use them. Because the stomp rockets aren't something you can really use in your back garden unless you happen to have several acres of land, because they go so far. Like they really do skyrocket, and then they land like so far away from where you are. So they cannot, it's not something I can use in the garden at all. We have to have a much bigger field to use them in. And whilst they are like an enjoyable toy when you use them, I think for that reason, they are something that I have never bought for somebody else. Like if we have another kiddo's party or family member or whatever, I would not buy them a stomp rocket. So if you're thinking of things to buy for, your kids or family members' kids coming up for birthdays, Christmas or whatever, I would say don't add stomp rocket to your list unless you have a lot of space nearby to you, like wide open space in which you can use them regularly. Otherwise, they're kind of that toy which is a bit like once in a blue moon. And I do have in mind the fact that I've kept two rather than only keeping one. I have kept two with the view that when we go out and take them next time, I'm going to work out which one is the best set and keep that, and then I will part with the other one, because I just could not tell from the packaging which one was a better one. And I just know if I chose to only keep one, it would end up being the wrong one. So we have a little bit of space, that's fine. One thing that I'm doing now is just trying to reorganize some of this space. So this particular cupboard, I have cleaning stuff and then I have more crafting stuff. But it was all, there were crafting stuff mostly at the bottom, but at the top it was a real mixture where we have crafting things and cleaning things. So I wanted to end up where I have, one shelf which is just all household and cleaning stuff, one shelf which is all crafting stuff, so that it is better organised. I had one of these bottles was completely empty, and I think I kept it because I'd read somewhere that they made good like shoe cleaners, like if you have really muddy welly boots or whatever. But honestly, I didn't know I kept an empty one of it. It wasn't anywhere where I would like go for it if the kids came back with really muddy boots. I wouldn't think, oh, do you know what? I think I kept one of those Dr. Beckman's carpet cleaning things, and I can fill that with water and clean their shoes. So I see things online. I think, oh, this is a really great tip. I'll implement that. But the reality is, my life is such that I cannot implement everything. Like, if my life is pretty chaotic and busy and I've got a lot of stuff and I don't know where it all is, then it makes little like things like that really, really tricky. So this was a bit of a wake-up call for me with several things like that I thought, do you know what, just it's not for now. Like, maybe in the future that is a good idea, like a good mum hack to implement. But right now, it's all about survival. I also, when it came to the crafts, I had 2 egg cartons, and I mean, I'd totally forgotten they were in there. As soon as I saw them, I remembered why I'd kept them. I'd kept them just before Easter. So this is going back a few months now. And as we approached Easter and we had some empty egg cartons, I thought I'll put those with the craft stuff. And then if I get time, I can make some Easter crafts that I'd seen online with them, with the kids. Um, I never got time to do that. And I'd forgotten that I had them. I'm somebody who really relies on visual cues. Like, if I don't have the things in front of me, I'm not seeing them regularly, then I forget that they exist. So leaving myself a note, it's like it doesn't help. I have to actually see the items. And that can be quite annoying when also I don't cope well with clutter. I think none of us do we? Like, we're all way calmer, way happier when we have clear, bright, like tidy spaces. But equally, I need to have things out to remember them. So at any one time, my kitchen island usually has a little piles of paperwork and items that I'll have out to like remind myself that I need to, book something, move something, fix something, or whatever it is. And at the moment, like, I have paperwork for school that I need to take back tomorrow. But if I were to fill it out and file it, then I would just never remember it. So I have to leave it out so that I can complete it and take it back. So back to the utility room, I am reorganizing slightly the cupboard at the bottom. So I had some items that were like right at the back of the cupboard, and I knew they were there, but they were hard to access. And if something is hard to access, then you're not going to use it regularly. So I have just reorganized things a little bit so that I can see everything and everything is more easily accessed. And if you can see me like scratching my arm so much, I get bitten by mosquitoes so much. And because we have had quite a few windows open and windows open into the evening, I have lights on, then basically the mozzies getting in and they were getting to me. So here's everything I managed to clear. 48 items to add to my running total so far. So in 3 days of decluttering, aiming to declutter 1,000 items in 30 days, I have got to 135 items, which I am really impressed with myself for. So I would need to declutter 33 items every single day for 30 days in order to achieve 1,000 items. But I know I'm going to have days where I can't do any decluttering for whatever reason, work, kids, etc. So I'm trying to get ahead. And so far, so good. So here is what the utility room is looking like now. Like, we have actual work surface, and there is not a lot of work surface to be had here, but I have actual work surface. I've managed to reorganize everything, so we have just cleaning items at the top of this particular cupboard, and at the bottom we have craft items. And then whilst this cupboard still looks a bit messy because it's hard to get the shelves in with all of the pipework, there is actual space now that I can reach in and get to stuff without like having to pull everything at the front of the cupboard out. Really pleased with how this cupboard turned out. Those kind of hanging unit there is so handy, and it's nicely secured like properly into the wall now. Got the electric screwdriver out and everything for that one. Everywhere is tidied and cleaned. I've been through absolutely every cupboard, yay me. And I feel like this space can breathe a bit easier, and it's just feeling way more organized now. I will see you in the next one. Bye.